Hey y'all, this is Jan with Queens Up Poker. Hope you're having a great day, and I'm so thankful that you chose to spend a little piece of it with me. So, I wanted to touch base with y'all again. I'm still getting settled, like I said, to get set up to show you some of the hands that I've been playing recently with the bar poker. And it's a great bar poker scene. I've met some really, really cool people having a great time. Here are some pictures of like final tables that I've made it to, and I've won several tournaments since I've been here. So that's good. That's good. But people have asked me, coming from the East Coast, actually, I grew up in Virginia. How in the world did you end up in Colorado of all places? So back in 2008, I actually ran across a website. A friend of mine turned me onto this website called findyourspot.com. It's not there anymore. I've looked for it since, but it's not there anymore. It was actually put out by the Albuquerque Tourism Bureau, Albuquerque, New Mexico. So it asked me all these questions: the climate I liked, the food that I liked, if I needed to be near a major airport, even my religion, so on and so forth. Just anything you could ask about a person. And then it spit out like the top 20 places that you might be happy. You know, the top 20 places where all of those things fit. The first one, of course, was Albuquerque, because like I said, Albuquerque Tourism Bureau was the one that developed the questionnaire. And then the next thing was Denver, Colorado. Okay. So a couple places in Utah, and then, a few places in Colorado Springs, but a lot in Colorado, the state. So I took a trip out here and immediately fell in love. I mean, I just love the mountains. Like I said, the views of the mountains here are just gorgeous. And winter's actually my favorite season. So I love the snuggle weather. I love snow. I love cold. I love all of that. So for me, Colorado just absolutely fit. But the great thing about Colorado, even though it does get cold and it does snow, you get 300 days of sunshine. And coming from the East Coast, where it was predominantly more of a rainforest, it rained a whole lot. Being here where it's 300 days of sunshine is amazing to me. It is one of the best climates for me. And it's only cold in the winter when it's supposed to be cold. You know what I'm saying? But during like the summer months, it'll get up to 100 degrees, and it doesn't feel as just, when it's humid and you walk outside and it's 100 degrees, it's like it snatches your air. You can't even breathe. It's so hot. Here, without the humidity, it's totally bearable, Now, I will say, it is still hot, okay? So either way, like I say, if you have a dry heat versus humidity, is the difference between being a turkey in the oven where you're being basted, or a bacon in the oven on broil where you're being, cooked. Either way, you're being cooked. So to me, it really doesn't matter. I mean, it's hot, but it's still bearable. The dry heat does make a difference. So the other thing that I really love about Colorado is it has this sense of adventure. Something about the hiking trails, the preserves. They have so many animal preserves. I just went up to the Wolf Preserve a few weeks ago. It was beautiful. I mean, learning more about the wildlife, and I'm not really an outdoors person by any means, but something about Colorado makes me want to be outside in nature, not just nature adjacent. So, but like me want to actually be outside in nature. I love it. I'm trying to find some of the pictures of the hikes that I've taken in the past. My old phones, I cannot seem to get them to charge to pull those pictures off, but I'm going to do my best. If I can find them, then you'll see them here. If not, you'll see a big, I'm sorry. But that's what's going on with that. And then here's some of the pictures from the Wolf Preserve. It was just really cool learning about these animals and understanding, their plight and why we don't see them so often, and even where the fear of wolves came from, because you think about fairy tales like Little Red Riding Hood and the Three Little Pigs. The wolf is always the bad guy. Where did that come from? And she explained on our tour that it was one of those, so basically what happened was in Europe, before the Europeans came to this continent and colonized it, they went through another pandemic, oddly enough. They went through another pandemic, and so many people passed during that time frame that they had mass graves. And wolves, they came out and they would, eat the people, as gross as that sounds. But the ones that died, they were already dead. They would just, take a body part here or there. Sorry, it's a bit grotesque. But the point is, when Europeans would see the wolves walking by with an arm or a foot or something like that, they got in their heads that wolves ate people, which wasn't necessarily the case. They don't hunt people. So, but that's what created the fear. So a lot of the, stories that they would tell, and, that fear that developed for wolves came from that, oddly enough. And so that's why wolves were pretty much wiped out on the North American continent once they came and settled in this area because of that fear. And so they're not scary. I mean, they look like big dogs to me. I think they're just the cutest things, but I mean, I don't want to see one in the wild, let's just be honest. But I think they're just beautiful. So that was really cool. And like I said, some of the things in Colorado that for whatever reason just make me want to get out in nature is really one of the other reasons why I moved out here. And then the other thing is that the culture just works for me. It's a very diverse culture. I mean, you've got people from all over. It's kind of a melting pot as well. So you run across a lot of Asians, Latinos, and even that influence is seen in the food, especially the Asian and Latin Latin cultures are seen in the cuisine around here, which is actually really, really cool. And then, it's just really nice to have a difference of perspective than being in the South. Colorado, like Denver, is kind of like in a little financial bubble. A lot of corporate offices are headquartered here. So the economy in Colorado is actually really, really good. So that's a huge plus as well. So for someone who's starting businesses or who's looking to have, well-paying jobs, so on and so forth, Colorado just absolutely worked for me. So I really enjoy, living in Colorado. If you guys have ever visited, let me know what you thought about it. I'd love to hear your thoughts if there are things that you did that I haven't done just yet, because I'm still trying to get out and do a lot of the touristy things that I haven't done as a resident. So yeah, just let me know what you think. If you have any other questions about the Colorado, like the Denver area or anything like that, just let me know. I would love to answer those questions. So, until the next time, like I said, hope you're having a great day, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Have a good one.